Alright, I've got a couple more examples of solving equations here without flowcharts. Okay, so I have x plus 4 all divided by 3 equals 6. So the very first thing to do would be to times by 3. So I'm not going to remove the 4 alone because technically that is divided by 3 as well. So that would get quite messy. So the easiest thing with these types of questions is to get rid of the single denominator first. So it's dividing here, so I'm going to reverse that and times on both sides. And that would leave me with x plus 4 equals 18. Okay, and now this is really simple. Subtract 4, x equals 14. Very simple. So it looked quite intimidating to start with, but once you remove that denominator, if it's timesing everything, then that's a really easy step there. Okay, let's have a look at this one. A little bit more complex because it's got a fraction as its answer. So x plus 1 all divided by 4 equals 3/8. Okay, so again, if you've got an equation that is all divided by one number on the bottom, you can just remove that first. So the inverse of divided by 4 is times 4. Okay, and similar to an example in my last video, when I have a whole number that is timesing a fraction, I need to think about that as the whole number over 1, okay? So that I can times across the top and across the bottom. So I still have my plus 1 on this side. I'm not worried about that at the moment. I just want to make sure my answer on the right-hand side is pretty broken down and simple before I progress. Otherwise, if I take 1 off that, I've got like 3 things going on. So try to just do one thing at a time. 3 times 4 is 12. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, now I can deal with this plus 1 that's over here. So I'm going to subtract 1, and that would mean I would subtract 1 on this side. So again, we're going to rewrite our equation, Let's get those words mixed up. So when I think about this, I've got a couple of options. So I can think about this as 1 over 1 and then change my denominator to match my 8 so that I can then subtract the numerators. However, if I think about this, this is a improper fraction already. So that means it's greater than 1. And I want to subtract just a singular 1 off it. So if I think about this as a mixed number instead, I've got 1 and 4 over 8, subtract 1. That's already heaps more simpler, okay? So 1 and 4/8, which is the same as 1 1/2, just simplify this part of the fraction, take away 1 equals a half. Okay? So if I just look ahead in my mind a little bit, sometimes those paths that I want to take and that I'm not sure about become a little bit clearer. So there's nothing wrong with thinking about it forward in your head to decide which direction to go in next, so long as you record all of your working. Okay, that is super, super important.